Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News, coming to you on a rainy Saturday from Nashville, Tennessee. I've got an update for you, but just so you guys understand, the video I'm making right now is actually a response video to Jane Doe's attorney. There's a case happening June 10th between Bachelor Clayton and Jane Doe, an unnamed anonymous woman who, by the way, has made her presence very loudly known. And there's been a little bit of misinformation the last couple days coming out of the camp of Jane Doe. I know misstatements can be rare in the very ethical world we live in, but when they do happen, we like to expose them. So because of that, don't take my snark as me being, I don't know, pond scummy, but from the pits of the pond that I dwell, I've decided to make a response video specifically to her attorney. So because of that, nobody else needs to watch. Again, I should only be getting one view right now, so everybody else can sign off. I am now only going to refer to Jane Doe's attorney here. Okay, good. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Okay, now that it's just me and the attorney here. So, powerful attorney accuses me of lying. And right here we can see the accusations. Dave must have lied. Dave is lying. He said it multiple times. Jane says it's 100% not her, that being the Chase J. Jones. The Fiverr document is also not hers. Now, we understand her lawyer's going to say, Jane says this, Jane says that. Well, I can do this. Dave Neal says somebody's not telling the truth. So let's correct it with what I like to call cold, hard evidence. Does that work? So I don't live in the courtroom, and I'm not worried about what's important for the case on June 10th and what's not. I wouldn't hide behind that. What I can do is just share with you what I have. Now, again, we've been called pond scum, and I guess her attorney wants to read our obituaries, which is very bizarre. I would never want to read someone's obituary. Also, newspapers, do they even have obituaries anymore? How strange. I've prepared a YouTube video for when I die. You can watch my obituary here, so subscribe and get the notifications. All right, so I'm going to share with you guys a few things he said. We've got his sort of tweets calling me a liar and saying, I don't have time to discuss this, and then ends up discussing it. But before we get into all of that, he actually wrote an email, I believe, to the tilted lawyer here. Tilted, I hope he's tilted to the side of justice, and I don't know if he's now considered a part of the cult, but in this email, he's going to say that he doesn't know anything about the Fiverr logos. So what I'm going to do with you right now is I'm going to prove him and her wrong about what they believe the Fiverr logos are on the ultrasounds, and I'm also going to prove them wrong with the Chase J. Jones story. I won't bill him for my research here. He can just hit the like button or not. But this is his chance to be educated on facts as they are presented in the case. Let's have a listen.
Before I forget, get to the rest of this. So I asked, is the alleged Fiverr ultrasound the only ultrasound in existence purporting to be of the actual pregnancy? This is her.
And by the way, his questions early on, no offense to Omar, he just didn't know what he was doing. There was so much information. So he's like, there's a Fiverr ultrasound. Is that it? And it's like, no. Come on, there's boatloads of ultrasounds. We got binders full of ultrasound. Just turns out none of them belong to her.
Attorney's response. I think Jane Doe will say the Fiverr ultrasound is something fake that a third party created.
Now, I could call this spineless, but I won't because obviously he's covering his own ass. I think Jane will say this, knowing full well if he doesn't know what the Fiverr ultrasound is, if he's still watching, he will know because we're going to show him exactly where it came from. And newsflash, it's in the casita.
And then tried to blame on her. I've never actually seen this. And I've certainly seen no evidence that Laura had anything to do with creating it.
Boys, bring in the evidence. Okay, fine. All right. If you insist, we will bring in the evidence. And not just evidence that's like, okay, well, maybe. These are cold, hard facts. So on the left is Jane Doe's ultrasound. We're not going to relitigate this whole thing. We've covered it ad nauseum. On the right is an actual ultrasound. They have been authenticated to really be the exact same ultrasound, except on the left, there's been Fiverr logos removed, as you can see right here. See that? See that, guys? Well, them's the Fiverr logo. All right, so that refutes the part of like where that logo came from. Now he says she's going to say it didn't come from her. Well, I mean, gosh, how are we supposed to know if it came from her? Short of us having like an audio clip of her saying it's from her, we would have no idea if it came from her. Here's a video, a screen grab, which shows actually, I'm just gonna fast forward because we've already showed all this. This is a message from her, probably her email because she probably blocked him at this point, but this is a message which shows the Fiverr logo. Now you might say, well, he probably photoshopped that. We have video, but we don't have audio. I mean, short of us being able to smell the ultrasound, what else do you want? I mean, trust me, as far as the court is concerned, this holds up farther than anything could hold up, but there's more. We also have authenticated audio that is a recording of Greg Gillespie speaking with Janie Dodobert III.
Okay.
Aren't you excited? This is what I've always wanted, kids.
So he goes, aren't you excited? He's being facetious.
My mom was a twin also, so I always knew that I had the gene.
I have the gene. Don't.
No, I
She
did.
goes, I have the gene. He goes, no, I have the gene. No, I have the gene.
My mom's a twin.
Okay.
Oh, she is.
By the way, what is she doing making all this noise? Is she cleaning? Like, is she like bathing a horse in the background?
So in that picture, the baby looks about 5 weeks and 4 days old.
Now he says this because when you look at the photo, you can see that the gestational age is 5 weeks. So he's messing with her. He's messing with her, but it's so funny, isn't it? Let's keep listening.
And that's
5 weeks and
that-
4 days. I estimated that. That's not what Greg, that's not
Wait,
at
what?
all.
No, I said
Scientific.
no, the baby's about 5.
Does anyone else find it sexy when Jane Doe gets mad? Greg, no, that's not what it means.
weeks and 4 days. You didn't say that. It's not in the text. I'm just telling you, it looks like it's about 5 weeks and 4 days
What does
old.
that even mean?
That's exactly the day that we did it. So, like, this is
5
our...
weeks and 4 days? It says 5, I think it was 5 weeks. What are you talking about?
So she says, I think it says 5 weeks. How are we supposed to know that this ultrasound is what? 5 weeks, 0 days. Bingo. Bingo. Hey, we're having fun though. We're partying. Come on. It's a Saturday. Who wants to do chores? Grab your you can drink your margarita, eat your nachos, amigo, all you want, and listen to the truth come out.
It says 5 weeks. Yeah, that's right.
And by the way, don't get your ego hurt here. Just let's break the fourth wall, Gingras. Don't get your ego hurt. We're all just having fun, right? This is just fun. This is truth. I know. I get it. I don't blame you. You got a paycheck to cash. You got bills to pay. I understand. I got the same thing to do. From one pond scum to another, right?
We did.
I estimated the date. What are you talking about?
Oh, you
And
estimate.
this is what she does. She likes to play dumb. She did the same thing to Mike Maricini. I don't understand. What do you mean?
The date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you put it on there.
I estimated. They ask you when you think you got pregnant.
Oh.
And again, they ask you when was your last menstrual cycle. Am I mansplaining what it means to be a woman to her right now? Like, why do I know these things? All I have is a penis. I shouldn't know these things.
Okay.
Okay. It gets better.
Okay, so what were you trying to do other than be sarcastic?
I'm just excited we're going to have a kid.
She goes, what were you trying to do besides being sarcastic? And then he levels up with more sarcasm. Chef's kiss.
What?
What? Stop the fight. It's over. It's over. It's over. Come on. What?
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to say?
What do you mean?
Do we have a cartoonist? Do we have a cartoonist amidst us? 20,000 people are going to watch this video. Can we get a cartoonist to email me or maybe for portfolio uses? Can we get sort of like a cranky anchors, like both sides of them? Oh,
Because you're obvious.
but I would, we need a cartoonist, but we'll use the real fake ultrasound, and then we'll see if maybe we can go to Fiverr to hire a cartoonist. I don't know cartoonist rates these days. Let me know.
Obviously not excited. So what?
So your pills didn't work?
I didn't say my pills didn't work. I got an ultrasound today.
I know, but
I got an ultrasound today.
Did you not see that the other thing is like the tiniest thing you've ever seen? It clearly stopped the growth in that.
Why does she sound like an old-timey actress? Did you not see the other ultrasound? It clearly stopped the growth in that. Again, she's cosplaying this ultrasound, which actually did have a unborn fetus die. A real person that might be considering, legal actions towards Jane Doe for stealing her ultrasound. Even if Jane Doe found this ultrasound online on Fiverr, and that's why there was a Fiverr logo, like, we don't know. Maybe she asked them to do work but never paid for it. We don't really know. And by the way, what's going down here? I'm just noticing for the first time, this is for sure something else. These squiggly lines are something else. I don't know what's going on at this point. There's multiple aspects of doctoring happening. Either way, point being is she took it. That's just diabolical. To be quite frank, I don't think I've ever called anybody evil, but I don't see what else this could be at this point.
Wait, what thing? That's not a child. There's no twins in this picture.
Yeah, there are. Do you want me to zoom in on it for you?
Yeah, I don't know. There's no twin.
Look, if you zoom in, there's one twin there, and then the other twin's named Fiverr. We named him that because, okay.
It's in this photo.
Yeah, there is.
And by the way, it's my belief that Greg did this because he wanted to confirm that she was talking about this ultrasound. It's my belief, and we're very smart, by the way, that he got her to describe the ultrasound just to further let people know in the future when they represent her that they can't claim it's not hers.
I know how to read ultrasounds. This is a single baby.
You know how to read ultrasounds?
Yeah.
I got a soft spot for. It's a kind of. If it wasn't the most macabre, sad, deranged thing here, it's like you gotta appreciate her fight. Like, if we could channel that energy, if we could channel Jane Doe's energy into positivity, we would cure cancer, even fake ovarian cancer.
Go down. Here, I'll screenshot it for you.
So she says, then here, I'll screenshot it for you, and then. She says, I'll screenshot it for you, and that's what gets us to this part, wherever it was, right here. That's where it gets us to this part. And she doesn't even realize that the Fiverr logo's still there. She doesn't even realize that. You can't make this up. Why are you being sarcastic? All right, let's finish this up. So he's looking at it. Dead air. Just to show I didn't edit this. Shannon says she needs to come clean and reinvent herself as the red flag expert. How funny.
So what? You want me to... do you think that...
So he's trying to get her.
You want me to tell you I made a mistake, and you want me to... What did you say?
Well, you clearly were never planning to see me again.
Wait, you want me to stop and tell you that... Let's go see the lawyer together.
Let's go what?
Let's go to the lawyer together.
Oh,
we'll
boy.
Talk to the lawyer.
That's what you would like to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to do... So you were just totally bullshitting
Wait,
me
so
then?
you want to have a surgical... Oh, wait, you want to have a... Wait, I'm just reading still. You want to have an abortion, a surgical abortion.
That's what I thought you wanted.
So you want to go have a surgical abortion?
That was what I thought you wanted.
There it is, folks. All right. And people are saying that they're watching this now on their TV, and it's even easier to see the ultrasound. Okay. Last clip from him. Again, sorry. Why is anyone else watching this? This is for one person only.
Greg, I'm serious that I would do a paternity test at 8 weeks. I'm not kidding you.
That's cool.
I don't deserve this. I deserve you to keep your
So
word.
wait, why didn't you
She
answer?
says, I deserve you to keep your word. So I think that's what this is when she feels like she deserves something, and this is my opinion, when she feels like she deserves something, she's okay doing anything she needs to do to get, that justification there. That's how I'm taking it. I don't deserve this. Do you, though?
Deserve you to keep your
So
word.
wait, why didn't you answer the question about the photo online?
I did. What did you want me to say?
Why is it your photo?
It's not my photo.
Why not?
If she was auditioning for this role, I'd say you're too hysterical. It's not my photo. You know, she reminds me of the gingerbread man from Shrek. Not the gumdrop buttons. Anything but the gumdrop buttons.
Wait, didn't you find it peculiar how similar it looks?
No, I don't find anything peculiar with an ultrasound photo. They all look the same.
They all look the same, folks. Just like fingerprints. They're all the same until you look closely. Except my fingerprint doesn't have a Fiverr logo on it, as far as I know.
They do?
All ultrasounds look virtually the same. I don't find anything weird with that.
Oh, it's like
You have experience in this?
With ultrasound,
Yeah.
I've had pregnant friends before.
I've got black friends. I can impersonate a black person because I've got black friends. I can create a fake ultrasound. I've had pregnant friends before. And I'm like, objection, Your Honor, objection, objection. Did she have friends?
Do you have any currently?
Yeah, why?
Who?
Well, it's my sister's friend who's supposed to be in her wedding, but she's due any day now.
Oh, that's cool.
Why?
Well, does she live in Phoenix?
No, she lives in San Francisco.
Oh, so I wonder if he thinks that that's why she tested positive. I wonder if he thinks that maybe that's why, because she has a pregnant friend. Interesting.
Why?
Oh. So you got pregnancy friends.
It's not even a friend. It's my sister.
Okay, so that's where that ends. All right, let's get to. So anyway, again, there should only be one person watching this. If anyone else is watching this, shame on you. This is for her attorney only. This is just for client control purposes. So anyway, yesterday we provide evidence that Chase J. Jones is Jane Doe, because of the YouTube account. We already did all that, right? You can go back to yesterday's video. Chase J. Jones, presumably a black journalist student. We say that because they say they go to Howard, a historical black university. Chase J. Jones, if it is Jane Doe, I believe filed motions to quash my subpoena we sent to them. But now we're getting information from some people saying, actually, in the civil harassment case, there were no motion to quash from Chase J. Jones, which, by the way, I don't know if this is true. I'm going to have my lawyer look into it. If that's the case, then we were sent fraudulent paperwork because we have PDFs that were motions to quash. Which means we were trying to find their identity, and they said whatever. I don't know. I'll be so honest. When you're gaslighted, your reality is completely upended. I have no idea what's true. I have no idea who's real, who's not. I try to pinch my own skin. Dave, are you real? Who knows at this point? I could just be, a AI Fiverr generated, mega YouTuber, pond scum. I don't really know. So anyway, let's go to it right here. So he says, what does that have to do with this case? So someone says, it's pretty clear based on recent evidence that your client is the infamous Chase J. Jones. Are you going to clarify your position on that situation? And he says, what does that have to do with this case? Nothing that I can see. It's just noise. And anyway, Jane says it's 100% not her. So not an issue that means anything to me. So this idea that Chase J. Jones means nothing to this case may be on a myopic level. But if Woodnick, Clayton's side, is trying to prove like this is a diabolical act and to cancel Clayton and all these things, and she was never pregnant to begin with, I think Chase J. Jones becomes immediately relevant. And the idea that, I don't know based on all this information if it's more important to this case or a future defamation case. Someone says, what does general credibility, motive, pattern of practice, and intent have to do with the case? Do I seriously have to explain this to you? And by the way, I just love how smart people are. I'm just the dumb idiot who hits the red button. You guys are just the best. Jane says, is not a strong argument, nor a substitute for actual evidence, since you admit she has credibility issues. So he says, so if I create a fake account, use it to post offensive information, and then use Clayton's name and phone as contact info for the account, and suddenly expose the name on the account as Clayton, that is relevant to show Clayton is a liar? Yeah, I guess you do need to explain that to me. And this is where he's about to get owned. I know. The older you get, sometimes we get more kinks, and maybe there's a little bit of like, some people like to be whipped in Amsterdam, right? Some people like to be bound and gagged, and some people like to have the truth dunked all over their face. And I kind of feel like he's getting a little bit of that free kink lesson happening right now. So here we have someone who says, try my thought experiment with me. Pretend you found concrete evidence that Chase J. Jones' article was written by Jane, and then Jane, as Chase J. Jones, filed the motion to quash under penalty of perjury. Would that be meaningful about her character to you? And then he said, sorry, this sounds like it has not something to do with a different case. So he immediately goes into the whole, well, too much information here, and he retracts. Which again, it's like, look, if you're gonna play in the mud, if you're gonna hang and dip yourself down to the level of scum in the pond, don't jump out when it's no longer fun. Hang out, roll around with us. Let's party. He says, sorry, this sounds like it has something to do with a different case that I wasn't involved with. Motion to quash? Never seen it. We have a very large thing due on Monday in Lovers, so I just don't have the time to look into unrelated stuff. Nothing to see here. So at this point, her attorney must be done tweeting. It's only beginning. She says, come on, you said no lies and no half-truths. Maybe you've never seen the motion to quash, but you know what the allegations are, and while you may not want to admit it, there's proof to who's behind the name Chase J. Jones. Okay, so just as an aside, when Greg Gillespie emailed her attorney, and her attorney said, hey, shit or get off the pot, man. Give me the evidence or get out of here. People that don't have evidence like to kick things around. At that point, Greg Gillespie shared the evidence I just shared with you. Concrete evidence she was fabricating this stuff. When he said, if I find out she lied, I'll leave. And now he's saying, well, if I find out she lied about, this, well, no, he's staying. He's sticking around. The check cleared, folks. Either way, he then blocked Greg Gillespie. So I'm not talking to him. I'm sticking in my pond scum medium where I can share with the world information that's going to live. This is more valuable to me than whatever 100 followers he's got on Twitter. This is more valuable to me to let this live visually. One of the, great aspects of YouTube, it's show, don't tell. So I'm not going to tell you what to think out there, folks. I'm going to show you what the information is. I believe everyone's, for the most part, a big boy and a big girl out there, whatever gender you want to be. Critical thinking actually does exist, and I'm backing on it. Fen Church says, come on, you said no lies, no half-truths. Maybe you've never seen the motion to quash, but you know what the allegations are, and while you may not want to admit it, there's proof to who's behind the name Chase J. Jones. I'm seriously too busy to debate this right now, but I did watch Dave Neal's video. Hey, thanks for the view. 10 more cents. Woo! Plus the money he pays to be in the Patreon. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. If there's ever a month to be on the Patreon, it is June 2024. He said, but I got very different results than he did. Maybe I missed a step, or maybe Dave is lying. I'll look into this further next week after my next brief is filed. No need. I'll do all the work for you. We'll have some more of this information right here. So we can click down on this. I appreciate the response. I don't think you missed a step or that Dave is lying. There was an update saying how the verification to that number stopped after a number of times, ostensibly to stop the connection. It's possible it's not her number. I couldn't say. So what's happened is interesting. This video that I'm going to share with you guys, there's different videos here. That's not the one. Let me see if I can pull it up here. There's two different videos. One of them was the one where we did the two-factor authentication, and the other one is the video where, one was a two-factor authentication, and then the other one is one I made to just prove my point even further, which is this Fiverr ultrasound video, which I'm going to share with you guys in a second. So on her video, which we shared yesterday, we saw that a Good Samaritan cracked the case and proved exactly what they were trying to prove, which was that if you type in her phone number, it'll come back to her. That was proven. So we've got that, out there. And like I said, I ran it on my own end. Something happened since it was first run where whether you type her first name or not, it still goes through to her phone number. It only goes through to her phone number when you use the correct phone number. So if I were to type in right now, Chase Jones, right? Can you guys see what I'm looking at? If I were to type in Chase Jones -WT6HM, that's the unique identity that they have for their page, right? If I was to go here, if I was to go to forgot email, and then I was to type in a phone number, that wasn't the right phone number, it comes back, and I could type in Dave. It doesn't matter at this point. I could type in whatever. It'll come back no account found, whether I type in Dave or Chase. So what he's trying to do is call me a liar because the name is no longer attached to this account. Now, when I've run this test on other accounts, because I've got several YouTube channels, every single time you need to have the right name. So my belief now is that the name doesn't matter, but the phone number does. I'm not going to share her phone number right now. We've already done the test on last time, but I could type in Fiverr right here, and then I could go to next. And then if I have the right phone number, which I don't have right now, but if I put her phone number into this list, so 879-213-44, this isn't her number. This is a random phone number. If I use this one, random, it's not going to work. You know why it's not going to work? Because that's the wrong email. Okay? When you use the right phone number, when you use the right phone number, it goes to her. So much so that I'm going to show you guys here right now. I'll do this test right now. We have a Fiverr. I created a new account yesterday. It is called Fiverr Ultrasound. Let's go back one more. I created a new account yesterday, and it's called Fiverr Ultrasound. So here it is, Fiverr Ultrasound. That's the account. When I type in go backwards. When I type in my own phone number, why don't we do this? I'll do it off camera right now. When I type in my own phone number right here, there it is. I just typed in my phone number and I hit next. So when I type this in with my name Fiverr Ultrasound, bingo, bango, there it is. So on my account, and it says Google will send a verification code to X, Y, and Z. It says the phone number. So when I do this on my account, which is set up with a first and last name called Fiverr Ultrasound, that's the name I made for this fake hypothetical. When I do that, it then will send a code to me. And here we are, folks. Hold on. Let's do a little breaking news. Did the code show up? It's coming in right now. When it comes in, oh no, I didn't go all the way. Okay, let's go all the way. I didn't go all the way. So now it says, do I want to do a verification code? I just hit send. So there it is, the verification code, and bingo, bango, there it is, mother effer. There it is, the verification code. Okay, y'all got that? Are we good here for the science experiment? So when it's done right, there's a unique phone number that it sends it to. Now he's going to say, well, you could just use anybody's phone number. No, you can't. And that's what is going to be explained to him right now. You can't do that. You can't do that. I appreciate the response. I don't think you missed a step. It's possible it's not her. So he says that's not the problem. The problem is Dave claimed if you put Jane's number in and then use Chase at the time, Google would confirm there's an account with that name and number. He then claimed if you use a name other than Chase, you get an account not found error. We have the screen grabs to prove our point here. The name must have been changed on the Chase J. Jones level because now the name doesn't matter, but the unique code, which is her cell phone number, the unique code has to be placed in there. It has to be placed in there. Now, this takes me a long time to explain, so no amount of him tweeting and calling me a liar is going to change what I just proved to you guys, which is that it has to be her unique phone number. And some people might say, and he's going to say, well, what if I made up an account with her unique phone number? It is a two-factor authentication, which means she has to click on that number to actually create the account. Someone says, you say you'll look into everything further, but it's crystal clear that you haven't done even a basic history on this case. I'm truly sad for Jane Doe right now, as she genuinely deserves better legal representation. I might have missed it, but have you even ever given an answer to explain the sonogram at the OOP hearing that you planned on asking Jane about Memorial Day weekend? The end of the video literally explains why you had a different result. So it goes on and on and on, and it's like, we're not even getting to the good stuff here. Like there's other replies he had. I'm too busy to debate this. You would have to have stolen Clayton. Okay, here's what's interesting. You would have to have stolen Clayton's phone in order to verify the account was yours as well. That is what two-factor authentication is. He doesn't respond to this. 23 hours ago. He's been back on all day long. I didn't know that Jane hired a security expert, OBGYN, and internet lawyer all in one man. Kind of weird that all the things you attempt to explain outside of your area of expertise are filled with misinformation. Two-factor authentication doesn't work like that. Trumpian. Someone says two-factor authentication works. Try it. You can't set up accounts without confirming the code sent to your phone. You are taking this case too personal because you hate the cult. The cult is OTT, but they have the facts on their side. I don't know what that means, OTT. Get your client help, please. What does OTT mean? In order to create a YouTube channel, you must provide your phone number to confirm you're not a robot. You cannot create an account without confirming you are the actual real owner of the phone number you create. Jane's phone confirmed Chase's account. I do believe you can create an account with an email or a phone number. I don't think you need both, but you need one or the other. It just so happens that that phone number only goes to that account. Now, if you're thinking I'm a liar, first of all, we'd have to look at the account. The Chase J. Jones account was created on October 11th. I started covering this case. I mean, let's just go back to it. Let's look back at when my first YouTube video was for this case. I mean, so what you're trying to tell me is, right when this case broke, I've got a big enough boner, a tilted boner for Clayton Echard, that I created a fake black man using Clayton's accuser's phone number, a phone number I would have had no idea what it was, so that 10 months later, I could own and dunk all over Jane Doe. Is that what the School of Law at the Arizona State University has taught you? Boy, let me tell you something. For being vile scum hanging out in the pond covered in leeches, I got to tell you this right now. We're fucking owning you with the truth. Go enjoy your nachos, amigo. We'll see you on June 10th. Bye, everybody.